English or in French, we need special programming language to do so. There exists a lot of computer language, but one that Unity understands is C#AC with a hashtag next to it. The main reason it is used is that it is simple, scalable, and object-oriented, which fits the Unity engine. Unlike other languages such as C++ or even Java, is pretty much harder and more difficult to learn. Unity supports scripting in C#, and there are two main ways to architect your C# scripts in Unity: object-oriented design, which is the traditional and most widely used approach, and data-oriented design, which is now possible in Unity for specific use cases via our new high-performance multi-threaded data-oriented. Nowadays, C# is the most popular language in world. C# was developed by Microsoft within its .NET Framework initiative and later approved as a standard by ECMA 334. C# programming language is a general-purpose OOPS-based programming language. C# development team was led by Anders Heilsberg in 2002. Unity is a powerful and versatile game development platform that has evolved significantly since its inception. Today, Unity is recognized as one of the most popular game engines globally, with millions of active users and a vast library of resources. It powers a wide range of projects, from indie games to 8AA titles and complex simulations across various industries. With its focus on accessibility, versatility, and community engagement, Unity continues to shape the future of interactive content creation. As technology evolves, Unity is well-positioned to adapt and innovate, potentially leading advancements in fields like AI-driven content creation, enhanced multiplayer experiences, and more immersive AR/VR applications. With its extensive user base and commitment to development, Unity is likely to remain a dominant force in the interactive and gaming industries for years to come. Here's a comprehensive overview of its history, growth, and current status in the gaming and broader interactive content industry.
Is not only meant for your Flappy Bird games, instead you can do a lot more with Unity than you can imagine. And by the way, if you want to learn Unity, like create multiplayer games and RPG games, I have a few links in the description below. You see, while other game engines targeted the big AAA game makers at the top of the food chain of the console PC markets, Unity went after independent developers with a less robust product that was better suited to their needs and budgets. Basically, they were targeting poor people like you and me. They were targeting people who are going to create Flappy Bird clones. But as Unity gained popularity, the company captured growth in other market segments and also expanded to meet the needs of higher performance game makers, the ones at the top of the food chain. Today, it's making a push to become the top game engine for building anything in interactive 3D. I can just imagine that in 20 years from today, I can build my grandma in Unity 3D and have it interact with the family. Over 50% of mobile games and 60% of AR and VR applications are built with Unity. This alone can tell you how popular and how powerful the engine is. The first Unity version was published in 2005. The initial goal of Unity Engine was to democratize game development by making it accessible to more developers. This has helped thousands of indie game developers to bring their ideas to life, because prior to this, if you wanted to create a video game, you had to choose from a very few and expensive game engines on the market that were not available to everyone. And I'm glad that we didn't start with game development back then. In 2007, Unity 2.0 launched with approximately 50 new features. The release included an optimized terrain engine for detailed 3D environments, real-time dynamic shadows, directional lights and spotlights, video playback, and other features. The release also added features whereby developers could collaborate more easily. It included a networking layer for developers to create multiplayer games based on user datagram protocol, offering network address translation and state synchronization and remote procedural calls. When Apple launched its App Store in 2008, Unity quickly added support for the iPhone. And if you want to learn how to create iPhone and mobile games, well, I have a few links in the description below the video, so make sure to check them out. For several years, the engine was uncontested on the iPhone, and it became well known with iOS game developers. This was the beginning of Unity's mobile game development dominance as well. Unity 3.0 launched in September 2010 with features expanding the engine's graphics features for desktop computers and video game consoles. In addition to Android support, Unity 3 featured integration of Illuminate Labs, Beast Light Map tool, deferred rendering, a built-in tree editor, native font rendering, automatic UV mapping, and audio filters, among other things. In 2012, more than 1.3 million developers were using Unity's tools to create gee-whiz graphics on their iOS, Android, console, PC, and web-based games. Unity's goal was to be the engine for multi-platform games, period. This was also the year where Unity introduced 4.0 version of the engine. This version added DirectX 11 and Adobe Flash support, new animation tools called Mechanim, and access to the Linux preview. Fast forward to 2015, Unity started with the goal of making game development universally accessible. Unity version 5 was a long-awaited step towards that future. With Unity 5, the engine improved its lighting and audio. Through WebGL, Unity developers could add their games to compatible web browsers with no plugins required for players. Unity 5 offered real-time global illumination, light mapping previews, Unity Cloud, a new audio system, the new NVIDIA Physics 3.3 physics engine. The 5th generation of the Unity engine also introduced cinematic image effects to help Unity games look less generic. Unity 5.6 added new lighting and particle effects, updated the engine's overall performance, and added native support for Nintendo Switch, Facebook Game Room, Google Daydream, and the Vulkan Graphics API. It also introduced a 4K video player capable of running 360-degree videos for virtual reality. All these features were amazing, and they made game development easy for anyone who wanted to create a game. However, some gamers criticized Unity accessibility due to the high volume of quickly produced games published on the Steam distribution platform by unexperienced developers. Yes, this is aimed at your Flappy Bird clone, so stop making them. In December 2016, Unity Technologies announced that they would change the versioning numbering system for Unity from sequence-based to year of release. Unity 5.6 was therefore followed by Unity 2017. In Unity 2017, tools featured a real-time graphics rendering engine, color grading and world building, live operations, analytics, and performance reporting. Unity 2017.2 underscored Unity Technologies' plan beyond video games. This included new tools such as Timeline, which allowed developers to drag and drop animations into games, and Cinemachine, a smart camera system within games. Unity 2017.2 also integrated Autodesk 3ds Max and Maya tools into the Unity engine for a streamlined asset sharing in-game iteration process. Unity 2018 featured the scriptable render pipeline for developers to create high-end graphics. This included the high-definition rendering pipeline for console and PC experiences, and the lightweight rendering pipeline for mobile, virtual reality, augmented reality, and mixed reality. Unity 2018 also included machine learning tools such as imitation learning, whereby games learn from real player habits, support for Magic Leap, and templates for new developers. In 2019, a new link to the Wolfram language was added, making it possible to access high-level functions of the Wolfram language from Unity. Calling Unity objects from the Wolfram language was also made possible via the Unity Link library. In June 2020, Unity introduced the Mixed and Augmented Reality Studio Mars, which provides developers with additional functionality for rules-based generation of augmented reality applications. Every new Unity version introduced new and more improved tools that makes our lives as game developers much easier.